I have 6 o'clock. We'll call this meeting to order with roll call.
Mr. Seaman?
Here.
Mr. Chickalow?
Here.
Mr. Webb?
Mr. West.
Mr. Webb.
Here.
You
gotta put that in a minute.
5.
Don't tell Mark I said that, sorry. Wow, where'd that come from?
Could we please see that for our budget?
I don't have to basketball, right?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve the minutes from April 16.
Motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
We have lots of yes, so we'll start there. Hi.
I just thought maybe we could continue the discussion on the insurance checks for the.
It's taken care of today, so.
What?
It'll be taken care of today's meeting, like I said. It'll be taken care of today. It's on the agenda.
It's already on the agenda?
It is. I
Cool.
told you it would be.
I'm done.
All right.
I can leave.
Yeah, go ahead. We need some.
I'd like to thank,
Yeah.
Mr. Morrissey and the cemetery commission, whatever, for taking care of the tree damage that was at the
Okay.
cemeteries.
Great.
Looks very nice, and it did not take long at all. Thanks.
Great. Well, that's my.
Ladies, anyone tonight?
Oh, you want me to?
Well, if you want to report on the museum or anything.
Yes, the elementary, one of the elementary classes will be touring the two buildings and the museum on Friday.
Good.
So that's nice. It's sort of our kickoff to starting to bring school groups over. A new resident in Bristol, Don Heilman, has volunteered his time to repair the wood exterior of the doctor's office. He's volunteered that. 3 students from Bristol High School will be helping with the scraping. And I think I said at the last meeting, we're going to go on ahead not knowing the roof dates.
Yes.
So we are scraping on the May 28, 29, possibly the 30th if we need extra time.
Okay.
And then Mr. Heaston will be coming in to volunteer his labor to paint the doctor's office. I think he's trying to get it done the first week of June.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Let's see. Oh, if the bench disappears from between the 2 buildings, that's because I found somebody to sand it and paint it. So don't think that it's been taken. Did you want me to mention the money? Oh, yeah. We did kind of a spontaneous fundraiser at the alumni banquet on Saturday and took donations. The Historical Society accepted donations toward the roof. And we received $153, which we thought was great.
It is.
Let's see. After Memorial Day, because I wanted to keep the doctor's office open for that, I'll go through the interior of the office and cover everything with drop cloths. And there's one glass cabinet that I'll cover with blankets to protect it just from the hammering or whatever is done with the roof. And therefore, the doctor's office won't be open again until probably September, when after the roofing is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see, construction materials, we can't have any in the doctor's office because the antiques will be there. And too much of a damage could be done.
Sure.
So,
Jim's got a question.
Is she done?
Oh,
No.
okay.
Okay, the lumber from the garage that's going to be taken down, we talked about that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry, I've got so much here. A memorial wreath will be placed by the Bristol Community Church at the Civil War Monument on the Sunday before Memorial Day. moving to the cemetery, North Bristol. Trustees, Colleen Aliberti, who is the daughter of Ray and Thelma Thornton, donated, she and Darlene Feist worked together, a table for the chapel at North Bristol for the committal services for cremation urns. So that's a addition donation, and it looks beautiful up at the chapel. Geraniums will be planted at the Veterans Memorial at the North Bristol Cemetery on May 19. They're being planted by the cemetery trustees with the help of Sarah Fabian's chapter of 4-H. And the last thing is the U.S. flag that flies near the chapel at North Bristol. That was always Sue Wildman's contribution. And so she places a new U.S. flag every other year. And last year she was the new flag. So next year the cemetery trustees voted to carry on her tradition in her honor. So we will be replacing the U.S. flag by the chapel every other year. That's it. Thank you for your time.
The roof. I got a call from somebody, M&K Roofing, that wanted to give us an estimate. It's what's, we don't have anything signed or sealed and delivered to fix that roof yet, do we? Because you were talking about covering up stuff and when they were gonna be doing it.
Oh, because when I'm out of town, I won't be around, so I'm going to say, I'm just assuming that I need to cover everything in case the roof is done while I'm out of town.
He must have seen something.
Somebody saw,
Yeah, that's.
they're in Champion up on 45. He called me and I told him, give
Oh,
us an
yeah,
estimate.
absolutely. Okay, good.
So
Yeah.
I haven't heard back from them.
Yeah, Hallie's the only one that I left off at the last meeting. I haven't done anything.
So let's go back to the cremation table. I'm unfamiliar with the need for that. So we have another chapel at Evergreen. Should we be discussing the need for a cremation table at Evergreen Chapel?
Yeah, I don't think you have a cemetery board
We
for
do not.
Evergreen, but it is probably something you want to consider. But like at North Bristol, it was a tiny little stool, round stool.
Okay,
And like in Colleen's case, when her nephew died, her brother had to sit in a chair and hold the urn during the committal service.
okay.
And so we were kind of kicking ourselves for why, with cremation becoming so commonplace now, why did it take us so long to even think about having a
Exactly.
table? So Colleen and Mrs. Kish also worked with them, but it was a group of 4, but Darlene and Colleen are the ones who found it, and then Colleen donated the money
Okay.
for the new table, and it looks great.
What's Colleen's last name? Was Colleen.
Aliberti.
How many cremations?
ALIBERTI.
Okay. And then who is bringing a script to building? I missed that name too. I'm sorry.
3 students
6 to
from
7.
Bristol High School.
Okay.
My husband, Rick Rydell, is overseeing them,
Okay.
working with them.
Oh,
And Don Heilman, that's HILEMAN, is donating his time for exterior wood repair.
Thank you.
Right.
That's great. That's that. Much needed.
Thank you, thank you.
I know.
All right.
I'm good.
Okay. Matt?
Yeah.
Good, good.
He's
Good.
been
No? Okay. All right, then, we'll go to our department reports. Mr. Weeks, if you would.
The next zoning commission meeting is May 13th, 6 o'clock. We'll continue our discussion on ADUs, accessory dwelling units. Prosecutor has provided us with input on the definition we sent to him. And Hartford Township is also looking at ADUs, adding an ADU section to their zoning resolution. And we're in the process of contacting them and possibly collaborating with them in the development of ADU section for both townships.
Okay.
Okay. We'll continue our discussion on the rear house section. Prosecutors provided us with input on our definition. And according to Kim Vaughn at the Trumbull County Planning Commission, no township in Trumbull County has addressed Airbnbs in their zoning regulations at this time.
All right.
Point of interest there. And at the last trustee meeting, the question of noise referenced the Bitcom situation in Wyndham Township. The same question came up at our zoning meeting on April 8th. I sent an email to the Trumbull County prosecutor asking his opinion on noise. And on April 18th, I forwarded to the trustees and the zoning commission a response from the Trumbull County prosecutor's office via generated by Jason Toth concerning noise. So,
Okay, we have that. Okay, also was about political signs, correct?
yeah, I got another one.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And at our last trustee meeting, the question of political signs came up. The same question came up at a zoning meeting on April 8th, and I sent an email to the Trumbull County prosecutor asking his opinion on political signs. On April 18th, I forwarded to the trustees and the zoning commission a response from the Trumbull County prosecutor's office generated by Jason Todd. And according to the Ohio Revised Code, there is no provision that regulates political signs as to how long they can remain up. And he attached two articles attached to the email that provide information as to why there is no regulation in the state of Ohio on political signs.
Right. One of the articles was authored by Thaddeus Boggs, and it comes down to First Amendment free speech rights.
Yeah.
And I think very forceful in that whole article is very forceful of saying, no, you can't do that, you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ken.
All right, so I got a question, Ken. What's the discrepancy between the ORC that I found that said they had 2 weeks?
1179 is not an ORC document. It
Okay,
belongs to the,
I think it's Madison.
it's a community, it's near Akron, it's a city ordinance,
okay,
1179. It's not an ORC code, so. Cities can do what they want to, townships,
so it just shouldn't have been labeled as an ORC. It
Yeah,
should
it
be
shouldn't.
labeled.
yeah, I did the same search to you and I sent that to Jason and he said, why did it come up that way? It's just the way that Google did
Mhm,
the search on that, so.
sure. Awesome. Thank you.
Misinformation there.
Thank you.
Greg?
We're in the height of mowing season.
Yes, sir.
Grass is growing like crazy. We're just able to stay on top of it, I think. Yeah, and the string trimming.
Yeah.
I had a lot of calls about dirt. Are we loading any of that? Anybody else to come in and get it, or
I assumed
how are we working
that
that?
they would have to come get it.
No, I thought we discussed that.
Yeah.
We ain't loading people.
Mhm.
If you happen to be working
Okay.
on 45, or well, not 45, one of those, and somebody
Requested.
crap, instead of dumping it here,
Yeah.
you can take it there and dump it. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
If you got it in a truck and somebody's, a month ago, they said, hey, whenever you get some, let me know.
Yep.
Take it. But, I mean, I'll have you, come on, load a few loads up for me and bring, that's, no, I don't think we should do, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like a courtesy thing. If you got it and you want to, somebody wants it, you'll take it from them. You got enough other stuff to do to be
Yeah.
loading tree dirt or whatever. It isn't really dirt, it's kind of junk.
Yeah, it's.
You want to get rid of it anyway, but no, I wouldn't think you would be loading. That's me. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Done with that.
No, that was totally my statement, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Maintenance guy. Be on track with getting a maintenance guy. Like Roger was.
We can't. Okay. So
We wanna-
the county is offered and would do some work for us if needed.
Okay,
Let's reach out to them.
okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, okay?
Who's that?
The county.
Oh.
Engineer department, yeah. Reach out to them and see if they can help us with anything.
Okay.
Anything that you can't handle.
Right, yeah, so this,
I mean, you're pretty good at
well, we're
handling.
limited pretty much to what we,
Yeah.
tools wise, you know.
Yeah, no,
We're
you're
not a
not
shop, you
doing
know.
any heavy duty stuff, but
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep. That's all I got.
All right, good. Ellen, please.
The April report you all should have all received.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one certificate sold. 3 property numbers were given out. Someone mentioned some things about over here on 88 that they can see from the road that goes back to the baseball field. I checked it out. One vehicle is on a trailer and hitched up to a truck. There is a partial section of car, like just the back windows and that, and it looks like a cap for the back on a pickup truck. And the other one was a vehicle, and he since has covered it and everything. So you can't see it from the highway, and it's on private property and everything. So at this point, I'm not going to say anything. I talked to the health department last week. They were looking at a house there, right there in that line too, that someone has complained about them putting bags of garbage in on garbage pickup. That's up to the health department. I don't know what's in those bags either.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, it sounds like they're on it. That's good.
yeah, they're already on it.
Okay.
So that's all I know right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
Mr. Steve?
Got our mailbox installed. Good. And all
The
of a sudden,
saga continues.
and all of a sudden, we don't get mail anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I've
He
got-
hasn't received
I've
mail.
got 2 pieces of mail in 2 weeks.
We don't get a lot anymore, even.
We get a lot of mail. We get mail every day.
Oh, I believe
At the
it.
post office box. So I don't know what happened to it.
it will.
You're being shunned.
He drives right by.
Yep.
No, I seen him drive by, but so we'll have to look into that and see. I know the clerk, she filled out a change of address form tonight, which, when they closed the post office box, they said that they had taken care of that. But obviously they have not, they're not forwarding mail, so.
Alright.
We had one vendor actually drop off an invoice, as he said, he thought we moved.
Somebody go up to the post office and check to see if they have all of our mail?
We have not yet. I will do that tomorrow.
You
Because
got
she said she had to take care of some. The squad request through the county, ARPA funds is still at the attorney's. I guess the attorney was ill last week. The pre-meeting today, the commissioners announced that she was almost done with, I think there were 10 items they had sent over, ours being one of those 10. And she's almost done with those, so I would anticipate next week, maybe, they should have either approval or denial. Denial, yeah, down there in Pete. But anyway, unfortunately, we had resignations of paramedic Kyle Stern and EMT Dylan Campbell. I attached their letters of resignation so that you could read them and as to why they resigned.
Thank you.
It's an upcoming issue, or it's an ongoing issue, actually. You know, somehow we have to address. And that's one of the later items here, which, you know, is the next thing is we had set up, we had meetings before with Mr. Chipolo, with Mecca regarding joint services. And I think we need to, I was talking to Chief Domes, and we need to continue with those talks. I know they were interested. We did some math, did some numbers back and forth. So I think we need to continue with that, with any township that in this area that would love to or like to join us. We've been told no by 4 of them that surround us. They're not interested. They seem to have adequate budgets and people and everything, which I don't understand because we still respond there, but they're not interested. Mecca is, so I think we need to pursue that.
fire trucks are gonna be $1 million, and they're $800,000 now. Townships cannot afford to buy those, an ambulance is $250,000, $200,000. It's impossible. There are no volunteers, no matter what we do. The only way to attract volunteers is to pay them, which is kind of to a volunteer, but anymore with the time constraints with training and the amount of alarms that we run, it's not a volunteer job anymore. So we have to change the way we do business. Period. So we need to have some meetings and then discuss that. We got a couple emails from FEMA as far as closeouts on a couple of our own grants. You have 2 years to complete from the time of award to expending funds and doing all the paperwork. So you have 2 years to do it. So we have 2 of our grants that we had in the past that we don't keep the money. We spend it as soon as we get it. So the items have been put in service a long time ago. But anyway, they needed to close out reports done. I've tried to do them. They have a computer issue that we're working back and forth with. So if you get those emails, just
Who would that be coming from? FEMA?
from FEMA.
Okay.
And it goes to me, Nicole, and Dolly for
And
some
Dolly.
reason.
I
don't know
cannot
why.
get her name off there. I don't
I
understand.
don't know.
I think my
I'm
name's on
trying.
the list.
I think that's
She's still getting them.
Yeah.
I don't know. We did a prom promise drill at the high school. Went really well. When I conducted, the fireman was also the plumber, they had a call just prior to that, so we took over ourselves. Inventory should be done pretty soon, and we need to set up a meeting. Continue.
Have you had some talking with the actual insurance company to make sure? No?
Should I?
Well, yeah, I would think so. So you know what he needs, and when he needs it.
You told me to do the inventory. But
Yes.
Priceless.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
what I'm doing.
All right.
If he needs something specific, he's gonna come here and do it. So.
Okay. $5,000 items is what he's looking. Okay, we're on the same page. Good.
The Mecca thing, anytime you talk to them, or anybody, let me know. I'm available pretty much anytime.
Okay.
I mean, we had a good discussion there, but it just kind of dropped off and we haven't. Volunteer wise, do you actually have volunteers that show up?
We have one.
That show up?
Yep.
Do they, but we have, on the books, we have some volunteers, right?
2.
Or no?
2.
We have 2.
That's it.
That's it.
So they're.
Captain Hudak and
I do, yeah.
Marleno.
Yeah.
And Marleno doesn't come around.
Okay.
So we have 1.
So there's no other name. Okay. I thought maybe we had
No.
5 or 6 or something. I was
No,
gonna
we're-
suggest, what if we, $25 for if you come to a call out or something. Just, I know there's some other, stations that do that. But if you don't have any,
Make us paper call, almost everybody's paper call except
Yeah.
for the ones around here. But
but you gotta have some volunteers in
you
order.
gotta have volunteers to do it, you gotta have a budget to pay them too, so.
If I was healthy enough.
Well, trust me, if we had 5 volunteers and we had a fire, and if they come out, we give them $25, we'll get the money. That's a mute point if you don't have the money. I mean, if you don't have the volunteers.
I requested it about 20 years ago to start.
I wasn't here then.
I understand that. We are way behind the ball.
Question?
2-part question, one for you, Doug. What is our operating levy now? Were we at 5, 7, 7.5 for the fire department?
Yeah.
What's our millage?
5.8. I believe it is.
Just
Okay.
for labor. Yeah, just for wages.
No.
Yeah.
For
It's not-
operations.
That's everything.
It's everything.
The whole thing.
That's everything's 5 point.
Okay, so that 5.8, what is necessary?
Oh, should have been 7.
Okay.
Should have been 7.
So if we merge with Mecca and they're a pay per call and we're a funded fire department, how are we planning to merge this together financially?
Well, when you do the merge, and we had the numbers worked out with a a 5, 6, and 7 mill levy, and how much money that would bring in between the two townships. Because when you merge, it's a vote of the trustees to do it. They could vote tonight to make a joint fire department. It would be unfunded. So the taxpayers have to fund it just by a vote. So we figured that if we do between 6 and 7 mills, would be enough money to maintain our program, expand it, operate both departments, and probably put a day crew at Mecca. 2 people. They're just 8 hours a day.
A lot more traffic over
Yeah, they have a need during the day. There are just no volunteers available during the day.
Yeah.
And we would
Champion
keep-
too far for us, merge with, or Champion out?
Yeah, well, Champion's not too far from us.
Same as,
They weren't, yeah, it's the same distance,
That's what I was
actually.
thinking, but I'm a girl.
The only issue with Champion is dealing with full-time personnel, a union, and, different issues like that. I don't know what their millage is. It's not 7 mills. Ours is, 7 mills now. Almost 8, actually, with the truck levy on. So, it would actually be a reduction for our folks, and I think Mecca's at almost 7. But they have some old levies over there. But yeah, Champion, you can talk to Champion, but
But so you're saying they're running that fire department on less money than we're.
not millage, but more, a lot more money.
more money.
Oh, I was gonna say, I suppose there's that
Miracles.
more money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like 1 mill brings in, what is it?
Because they more people.
One meal's $35.
30, yeah, but how much does it bring in? 30,
I don't know.
oh god, it's 60 some thousand, something like that.
Bristol Township's property value is 76 million. Champion's probably double that.
Oh, easy.
More than that.
So just 1 mill brings in a lot more money down there than here. That's fine. And we're close to Mecca, millage wise, as far as valuation.
Just for Corey's, for everybody's information, when we went, we were talking Mecca, Green, and actually, if we went with just Mecca, and I think I don't know if people kind of didn't catch that, our millage, depending on which department you go with, we could actually pay less. And like a Bloomfield, I think, or whoever would pay more. So Mecca, we would, because we're pretty high, depending on who we merge with, we might get a reduction.
Right.
And somebody else might have to pay a little bit more, because everybody's equal, the townships.
Yeah, but I
So
also
that
think
could work out to our advantage if somebody else agrees that, hey, yeah, they'll pay a little bit more, because they have,
But that's part of why we're in this mess, because we think we're good and rescind levies or millage. And then whoops, we need a fire engine that's $1 million or an ambulance at 300 and we don't have it. So realistically, we should leave that alone and start a vehicle fund for whoever we join with.
well, that would all be,
We can't
Yeah,
keep
but
scratching
determine that.
for money. I mean, we have to start setting up a future funds and be prepared. Realistically, the way the inflation's going, that truck we're gonna try to order might be $1.5 million by the time we get it.
just remember, this last levy passed by 4 votes.
Mhm.
So it's nice what you're saying. We need to look to the future and get more money. That's easier said than done. Anyway, it's just,
I understand that, but
merger thing would be-
the previous levy that did pass was rescinded. That's what put us in this mess. So if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't be sitting here the way we are with 4 votes. And we got a school levy that just failed. That's probably going to be put back on soon. Needs to be put back on. That's an operational levy.
you're not telling us anything that we don't already know. People are taxed off.
There you go.
Traffic and
Tax
say.
off. There you go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, all right, I'll make contacts and
Yeah, we'll sit down and, because I know it's not an overnight.
it was Trustee Clemson. from Mecca was one that was from there.
You did a heck of a
She was,
slide
spearheaded
presentation. I mean, that would be
She does.
something we could show here.
That
so
needs to be
people see.
shown to everybody.
I mean, exactly what,
So who's gonna reach, will you reach out?
Yeah.
And get some dates when, it seems like Tuesdays are pretty good for us here.
Okay.
Just use maybe a Tuesday, next Tuesday, following, whatever, okay?
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes.
How are things going with the health department and the next door to the,
Oh, it's on the agenda. Yeah.
okay? And I noticed, I mentioned the clothing box that was out
Yeah,
there.
got another one.
yeah.
Yeah, they decided that since there was overflow, they'd just bring another one. And they
Some-
parked it right
did
next
Jeff
to.
talk to him?
To save people. Good.
Yeah, I called the number on the box. I got referred to the driver that dropped it off. The driver that dropped it off said he talked to the owner. The owner, said that he wants it there. There's nothing in our zoning. I talked to Ken, there's nothing in zoning that says that he can't have it there. So, yeah, it's all between the owner and the person. It's not, and he said the person was there when he dropped the box off, which I don't believe, but that's neither here nor there. I can't tell him that he's not allowed to have that box.
We
That's
need a
his
written
property, right?
statement from Mahan saying that he, I mean, if we want to really,
Yeah, if we
come
really
to all
want
the
to
trouble.
push it.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I doubt he knows anything about it.
I kind of confused with ours out here, that,
Well, yeah.
and
All right,
that,
have you looked inside of it?
what ours,
Yeah, it's full.
it's always full.
It's always full. The
Where-
community.
Well, then call and tell him.
Yeah, we have to call.
We need to call and tell them immediately when it's full so that they can empty it and get us, and fill it up, or tell them we need two. They'll bring us two.
Yeah.
Cause
I mean,
pull
You don't wanna, that, obviously, I know that's
Community's very
taking away.
generous with that, very generous.
Right,
Why is
and
there
we
a
don't wanna
sign-
lose that to somebody else. They
Right.
ain't getting it, well, that ain't helping us.
Why is there a sign that says that the proceeds go to the Christmas lighting fund?
Why isn't there? Why?
No, why is there?
That's where it goes.
That's where it goes.
How do you get, I'm just asking, I don't.
She
how
did, they deposit it each month,
They deposit money into,
the bank.
I thought it was a
$100
donation that goes to needy
Is that
people.
what
I
it
don't know how they get.
I don't know either.
We
That's what I meant, like, that's what I meant, I wasn't like
Yeah.
questioning, I was just.
Yeah.
how does-
I was here when it came, and the presentation, the gentleman who came and did the presentation said, you need to pick a charity. And it can be anything. And Raymond suggested the Christmas lights, and I said, absolutely, you can do that. So that's what we did.
I mean, it's about $100 a month, $85 to $100 a
Thank
month.
Yeah.
It's something that helps them.
Right, for our,
Now, are those boxes permitted to be on the road right away?
Shouldn't be on the court.
No, I shouldn't.
Is it on the right of way or is it on his property?
What,
Yeah,
10
it's-
feet?
Property, I would think.
It's 10 foot off the road. That's the,
Oh, that right of way is wider than that. 45 and 88 state highways?
I'm not a surveyor. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the law says that you have to have 10 foot from the edge of the road to any vehicle or any obstacle for visual. That's the law.
That had nothing to do with the
The right
road
of way.
right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on to old business. Jeff, you have any?
No.
Okay, Jim?
Old business, no.
Okay. I don't either. Everything's been covered already in our discussions. Jeff, any new business?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Robin and I had a meeting with Mike Wilson, who is the director of Trumbull County Scope. He was supposed to be here tonight.
he's stuck with the kids.
Still?
Yeah,
Okay, so he's not gonna.
he's not gonna make it tonight.
Okay. Well, then I'll just give it, if anybody's interested, here's some. Well, first of all, we talked to him, Scope will come in, we showed him the facility, he liked it, everything was great. They'd like to do it here, and he said he would have we would have a couple meetings, evening, afternoon, coffee and donuts or something, they would pay for everything. He would tell everybody about the programs, all the stuff that they do, what we could do here as far as breakfast or lunches. They bring them in from somewhere up north. You have to pay a little bit for those, not anything, expensive. Just all kind of stuff. They had to do a monthly flyer. There's a bunch up here if anybody wants to take them and look at. So we want to do a couple meetings and evenings or whatever and see how many people come and if you're interested. He said they will set it all up. They'll provide some refreshments and just get a feel for the community if we got enough people that are interested.
Well, and make sure
Okay.
that you guys know, this does not cost you any
No.
more money. You are already paying for a community. You're already paying for it. If you look on your taxes, you're already paying for it, but it's going to scope or, other areas. So it would actually bring the money back here to our community and it would stay in our community, and anything that's donated to Bristol, it stays in Bristol. And they do different things like, they even deliver food to people that are homebound, which they do some now that have registered. Blood pressure testing. They have classes for exercising classes. They have all kind of things.
Square dance.
They have square dance.
Line
They really do. They have all kind of stuff. I mean, you would not believe that the things, and it's whatever you are interested in, they will build it around you. And then they have breakfast that cost like $3-4.
Yeah.
Lunches, $3-4, and it's good food. It's not like, it's
It's an
all something
Amish
like that.
kitchen
Yeah,
somewhere
Amish
north
kitchen
of here
cooking.
that provide the meals, and they bring them hot, and it's not,
And it's a
you have
lot-
to
yeah.
reserve them. They don't just bring 20 meals and hopefully
Right.
20 people show up. You say, hey, on this day, I want the meals.
Yeah, you just register and it's
So it's just up to,
at 50 and over, but then 50 years and over. But it's a really neat things that they do. And they take care of everything. We don't have anything. We have to go here. Just come in and enjoy it. So that's it.
it all comes out of the Trumbull County.
Yep,
Senior
senior.
levy,
Yep.
which we all pay.
We already paid for this, so might as well get some benefit for it, at least for our community.
No, but that's our contribution.
That's our contribution.
So somewhere along the line, it says they're paying, we're getting credit for $1,000 a month or whatever. I don't know how, but no, we don't.
So do they cover so utilities and stuff and pay all that stuff?
Yeah.
Which we're doing it anyways.
Would it affect, well,
Yeah.
they're probably, they're gonna go up
Yeah.
some, so just,
Yeah.
will that affect our rentals?
Well, that's the thing. We have to make sure
Most of
we
the
told them
program,
that.
most of the programs
During the
during the
day.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're definitely during the week.
I just didn't know how they
Morning.
set up, if they were gonna have tables always set up or how that works.
Well, they would have to.
Well, they'll work with you, but the thing is, at least the community would get some use out of the money that they're spending all the time. It might help get everybody together. People that are stuck in their homes and don't have families, they've got somewhere to come and be with people.
Just put it out there and see if
Yeah.
anybody comes in, if there's interest. And if anybody, before you leave, grab a
Now,
April.
would you have your meeting during the day or in the evening, or would it be one of each?
Oh, well, yeah, no, he can do it anytime you want,
Okay.
whatever we decide.
Well, then maybe we can come and have some dates set. ready
Well,
for our
that's
next
what we were
meeting.
hoping he was gonna be here.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll have to wait till our next.
Just make sure he can, be there. Yeah.
Just for comparison, Farmington Senior Center that we talked about before.
We went there. Robin.
Alright, Monday their hours are 7 in the morning until noon. Tuesday through Friday, it's 8 to 2. So,
Yeah, that's all right.
It's
That's
most-
great.
That doesn't
That's
get in the
great.
way of morning stuff.
no, it's
Okay.
morning and lunch, breakfast, lunch,
Oh, that's perfect.
game time.
Now there, Robin and I went there. They do all their cooking and everything, right? They do their own. I mean,
Mhm.
they get 50 people there for breakfast in the morning and it's good, but they're not scope.
No,
They're
this is
their-
just the
they're their
Farmington
own-
Senior Center,
And
right?
I tried that, you guys did last year.
Sure, I understand.
We didn't get too good of a response
No,
on
but this
who
is
wanted
just
to
to
be on
give
the
you-
board and who wanted to be the director and not.
This will
So
just give
Scope
you an
doesn't-
idea of the hours
Yeah,
that
that was,
they're
Yeah.
functioning.
And Scope does come in when they need help, they come help her. It's just
Oh,
like she
it-
said, it's
oh,
on,
yeah,
yeah, it's on the
Bill,
same
Mike said-
concept of what they're doing there, same thing.
That's awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. This is good.
that
Maybe
dude,
you'll have people in and out.
It's all right.
I had something else. New business.
You have to talk about food trucks?
I can if you want me to.
I think you should. Got a flyer and everything.
I don't have a flyer. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh.
We just fired
Just-
stuff out
just
today,
another
so.
idea, Right?
Yeah,
See what people think.
I want to do a Bristol Food Truck Friday. I picked, the first Friday of the month because Cortland used to do theirs on Friday, the first Friday, and they are no longer gonna do it. So my goal is to hopefully pull some Cortland people over here. Obviously I want to pull everybody that I can. The more people that we have, the better turnout that we have, the more chances of continuing this. I've talked to the other two guys. We're gonna try to provide some light music possibly in the pavilion. The times will be from 5 to 8. And then we're gonna have some small things. I don't know, Doug, did you check with the cornhole guy?
Yeah.
So the cornhole guy is gonna provide some cornhole boards for the kids. We're gonna have some hula hoops out there, some bubbles. I basically did my whole thing. I didn't bring my notes, but I talked to Diane, I believe was her name, from Howland, who provides a food truck night, and she gave me all the information that she possibly could. It was wonderful. So everything that I'm saying basically came out of her mouth to me. So they have a successful one, and I said there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. So I used their basic contract. It's exactly their contract, a matter of fact. I just changed and missed a few Halland's to Bristol's because there was no reason to reinvent the wheel and change the dates on the day that they do it. They do theirs on the third Friday of the month, I believe, in Halland. So again, like I said, I chose the first Friday. And I shot these out to Holy Cow Donuts, The Melt, Little Red Food Truck, Sloppy Dogs, and Majevovics. I talked to all those people today. They all seemed very interested, but they didn't know their dates, so they wanted contracts just so they could compare their dates, and hopefully, I told them, listen, we're under a time crunch, we only got a month, because our first day is June 7th is our plan. If everything happens, I kind of want to try to make it all happen in a month, and that's kind of a short period of time, but that's where I'm at. I'm kind of in the start of it. I told Doug and Jimmy, the main thing that I heard from every food truck vendor was, don't bring too many trucks. Which in turn meant to me is they don't want 50 people there with 30 trucks and everybody sells one sandwich. So they want people. They want people, again, the same way with Scope. We want people involved. We got to get people here. And I had mentioned to Doug, and I think he was going to send an email out to you guys. Maybe those would be days that we could open the two buildings possibly, again, to try to work together. The more things that we have going on that could possibly keep people here and bring us together, I think would be great. So, that's where I'm at with
Okay,
that though.
that's great. Thank you. Okay,
I have a question about that for inspector wise.
Yes.
We have to inspect those food carriages and everything.
Yes.
Will there be plenty of time for chief or myself to come in, inspect those, any deficiencies that we find, allow them to fix them and still be able to put in a successful event on? Also, do they have their food permit and vendor license readily available? These are small things that him and I have to worry about.
So the contract from Howland has all that in there. You can take one of these and look at it real quick. It makes sure that they have all that stuff. I would think most of these guys have already been, or you know what I mean? They're on the circuit and running through the truck. So, I mean, I hate to say that it's a dot the I and cross the T thing. It's still your job to inspect them, to make sure that everything's right. So my goal is, I hope so,
Okay,
but I mean, like, it's 30 days, and that's why I said, I told all these guys, look, I need this stuff back as soon as we possibly can, because, you know, I mean, again, they know that they gotta get this stuff done.
I'm just trying to cover you as trustees, because if something happens, we have an explosion, worst case.
Correct.
I'm just making sure everybody's liability is covered, especially the chief and mine, because we are representing you when we inspect that stuff.
Correct.
So
If they're inspected the first week,
each month, every time they set up, they have
Each
to, every time they come here, they have to
Yeah.
be inspected by us,
okay.
Oh, each time.
each time.
That's
Okay.
not the way I understood it. I understood it once for the year when I read this, but I don't know that for sure.
It's, there is a thorough inspection that's done once a year. Well, when they show up here, we have to go make sure they do have their fire extinguisher. They didn't leave it at home in the garage. You know, it's not expelled or, you know, anything like it. There's certain things that we have to check, you know, that they're grounded and all that stuff. There's certain things that are done on site every time, and then there's certain things that, you know, once a year, once you check the fire extinguisher, it's certified for a year. But we have to make sure it's there.
Okay.
So
And
little
again,
things like that.
if we gotta nix the June 7th and go to the next one, we'll go to the next one. I mean, we'll do whatever we have to do to make sure that it's correct, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was my goal.
Yeah, I'm not trying to nix the plan. I'm just,
No, I
you
know,
guys
I
safely
understand.
covered and the community safely covered.
Right, okay. I was under the impression, because when I read through this and I checked everything out, it said that, you know, they're gonna call you. I put a number on here so that they're gonna call you. They're gonna come to the department at your convenience, not at their convenience, you know what I mean?
Right.
And be inspected. I thought that was it. I didn't realize they had to be inspected every time they came also.
Kevin's one of our employees here. He's working today. He works full-time at Hallam.
Okay,
And they check him. They do a routine check every time they set up. So.
okay. Good enough.
Bathrooms and parking, do we need to coordinate with the library or the school just in case this blows up and gets crazy?
I don't think so.
Bathrooms
I
we
don't
can
know.
take care of. We'll open up the middle building. We'll have bathrooms open here.
I mean, if we got 4,000 people, yeah, I'll call
Yeah.
Gibbs and pay for bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll get a word jump.
you just get them here, we'll take care of that.
There you go. That'll be a problem we have to solve.
Yeah, I'll worry about that problem when I get there.
What months are you looking at?
The goal is June 7th. You can have one of these. June, July, August, and September. But like he said, we may have to nix that June one. We may not be able to make all that happen.
So June, July,
August, September.
And you know what, real quick, and I should have said this earlier, and I apologize. I'm the lighting committee girl, whatever the heck that were, but we've changed it to the community service. They're coming up with a name. We're gonna be doing Easter egg hunts. We're gonna be doing, all kind of things in the center, so keep your eyes open for
This is
stuff.
just the next.
But this is something, yeah,
Yeah.
that you guys are doing, but, you know, we will help you guys in any way that you need help.
Thank you.
You said through September. Is there any way we could coordinate maybe into October and maybe tie that in with some of the local guys that sell pumpkins and stuff and maybe make it a,
We already got something going on with that, yeah.
okay.
And yeah, we could possibly do that. I mean, if we have to nix that June one, we could talk about an October one. Yeah.
Sounds good.
You pumpkin, Chucky, Jumpkin.
Yeah. pumpkin chuckles.
Gotta go to Chagrin for that.
I'll say that fast. Okay. All right. Let's go on to some motions we have to get done for the night. I'll put forth a motion to transfer $30,535 from Fund 1,000 to Fund 2,111. Do I have a second?
Second.
And,
Mr. Seaman?
yes, I'm sorry.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
I know, I was almost done. And that is transferring the money from the sign, from general fund where I put it to the fire department, to their budget, where it should have gone.
Another motion we'll put forth is to advertise for the bid to tear down the house at 6227 State Route 45, parcel ID 48052100, to include demo permit, remove all solid waste from house and garage, take the approved landfill, remove all concrete and fill basement bowl with fill dirt, pump and abandon pump, and abandon the septic tank, seal and plug old water well, topsoils, seed and straw. And number 7 is retain for historic preservation the siding of the garage. Bids have to be in by, so that's the date that we have to figure out, gentlemen. When will we have a meeting in July? The first Tuesday is the 2nd. We have talked about in June and July, we have one meeting for the month instead of 2. What is?
When's the meeting in?
If we have one meeting in
Let's give
July,
it, let's give it some time.
Is it really?
I mean, just to get some.
well, we keep it 2 months.
Well, yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
I just.
So our meeting in July, 16th?
Oh, yeah.
16th in the middle.
Yeah, I know ours.
All right, so that's another motion.
Most of the other meetings.
And
Yeah, I'm making that.
Okay.
Just make sure it's due then.
All right.
Nice and soon.
So our bids are due on July 16th, 2024. They will be forward, please forward the bid price to Bristol Township Trustees, P.O. Box 254, 1864 Greenville Road, Bristol, Ohio.
How long will that, how many times does that run in the paper? Is that,
I would assume it goes in once tonight, and then we can put in at least one ad, if not 2.
okay.
Okay?
You can. Second.
Right. Do I need a second for that motion, Jill?
That's second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Trickle?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Okay. Also, we have a couple people we would like to hire as employees for our township road department. So I'll put forth the motion to hire Austin Cox as summer employee at a rate of $12 per hour. Do I have a second?
A question,
Yes, sir.
I didn't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Who's interviewed him and
Great.
you've talked to him? Interviewed
He's
him?
worked here before.
He's worked here before?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know
Yeah.
that this was tonight, we were going to hire anybody. But you did interview and got a resume and
He's going out.
we got it on file.
It's in my office.
You should have done no problem.
And you think he's a good hire?
Austin, yeah.
Okay,
It's for summer, just a summer employee,
okay.
not full-time,
Part-time
part-time.
Part-time, as needed.
as the,
You make a motion, I'll
I
second it.
have the motion is made.
Second,
no.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Trickle?
yes,
Mr. Walden?
yes.
Okay, our next motion is to switch from Anthem Dental and Life Insurance to Humana Dental Life and Vision Insurance. And so we're gonna have a little discussion before that, because we've got some numbers here for you.
We paid for health insurance in 20. We were paying about 71,000 for everybody. In 21, it was 85,000. 22, we went to 64,000, and last year it was just over 17,000. So we have been saving considerably a lot of money. So and this will actually save us more money again, going to Humana.
Okay.
And they've locked their numbers in for 2 years.
Which is very, very rare,
Very rare.
very rare. Okay, I'll put forth a motion to switch from Anthem Dental Life Insurance to Humana Dental Life and Vision Insurance. Do I have a second?
Second,
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Trickle?
yes,
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Let's try and schedule a work session. We can talk about fire department. Budget for the fire department, what we're going to do to attract new employees to the fire department. It's Tuesday. That be appropriate? Can't do that one? Okay. When's our next meeting? 21st. Would we want? Steve, what are some good dates for you? You do, okay. I'd like to have these gentlemen available too. Jake, You usually work on Tuesdays?
That's my shift day, the 22nd, 23rd, I'll be here for 24, or so 48. And the week before, I will be here Monday, Tuesday, the 13th, 14th, so.
You do something on Monday, the 13th?
Is that next week?
Yes, it is.
I'm pretty flexible. I think, unless something. Monday's not good for me. Monday and Tuesday are out. Other than that, I'm free.
So the following week, I would be here Wednesday, Thursday, and,
What's that, the 14th, 15th?
no, the 20th, the 22nd, and 23rd are dates. That following week, so we're not tying into that or next week, it would be the following week, the week of the trustee meeting.
What about the 20th?
You said no good on
No,
Monday.
no, okay.
Sorry, you said no Mondays.
No, just this, no,
Oh,
just this, that Monday and Tuesday that you picked, I can't do next week. Other than that, I'm free.
20th?
20th, the day before.
Can't do that.
That's the only time I can't. I got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then we got, how about the 22nd? We'll do it the day after our meeting. The 22nd, that'll be a Wednesday?
I'm good with that.
Yes? Okay, let's do a work session on the 22nd,
At what time?
6 o'clock.
Sorry about that.
I know, because I'll get publicly advertising.
Okay.
So, as long as I have.
That will be publicly advertised, so everyone's available. We'll know that date. Okay. Just FYI, in our last township newsletter or magazine, it talked about updating policies for hiring of minors. Townships are allowed to hire minors as young as 14, but there are a bunch of restrictions. So they suggested that we make sure that that's in black and white and part of our policies. So I will go up, I'll take that on and make sure our policy is up to date for that over the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I'll have that ready for our next meeting.
Question on that.
Yes,
What type of work are you looking for with the, say, 14-year-olds?
probably mowing grass mostly.
Because a lot of Amish kids moving in. They help out a lot in Farmington and Espo.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. Okay.
I think they have to have a work permit from the
They,
school.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, they're.
They graduate at
Age
14, they're
permit.
out.
Yeah, so I wonder how
Yes.
that works with the ORC, because it does say you have to have a work permit.
Well, that's only because you're in school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Now, there is an age requirement certificate, but we can get that filled out, I'm sure. Okay. Okay. Anything else on that, Corey?
No.
You good? All right. Good. Okay, anything else
Look
tonight?
at you too.
Okay, I'll put forth a motion then to pay bills.
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
So our next meeting, regular trustee meeting will be on the 22nd and then on the 21st. And then on the 22nd, we will have a work session. Reminder that this coming Saturday on the 11th from 8 to 12, the scrap tire, scrap and our cleanup day will take place. And then on June 21st to the 23rd, will be a community garage sale in our town. Okay? Anything else? Okay, I'll put forth a motion to adjourn. Second?
Who seconded that?
Me.
Mr. Waldeck?
What's going
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you very much.